Chord Exchange International.
Mr. Carter,
yes, sir.
Playing a Hammond RT3.
Yes, sir.
And sounding real good. Give everybody one of your smiles there, Randolph.
How you doing?
We're so glad Randolph Carter is here today to play our Hammond RT3. Now, recently we sold and shipped to California a D152.
Oh, yes.
Which is pretty much the same, but it had self-contained speakers.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were fortunate enough, in fact, you picked this one up, I think in the state of Kentucky or
Tennessee.
Tennessee, yeah, one of those states. And we're willing to travel far and wide to get the nicest looking ones.
Yes, sir.
And then when we get them here, we send them into the electronics shop and make sure everything is playing very perfectly.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes 100 new parts will go in there.
Mm-hmm.
Get the keyboards feeling like really almost like new. But this one came to us in really beautiful condition to start with.
Yes, and it feels wonderful.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a rare find.
Yes, sir.
I was pleasantly surprised when it arrived here because they're kind of rare and they're not. It's not a big demand for them, but when somebody needs that 32 pedals
Yes.
and that pedal solo unit.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Now, when we ask you to start playing again, if you could use that a little more, like pump up the volume so people can really appreciate that this organ actually sounds more like a pipe organ than most.
Pipe organs.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
Some digital ones I played.
Yeah. I mean, this sounds pretty authentic.
Yes, absolutely.
And Mr. Hammond, back in the day, he had to take one of his Hammonds and compete against a pipe organ behind curtains.
Wow.
And that was before they started using 32 bass pedals, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So it's not a pipe organ. It's better than a pipe
better
organ
than the pipe organ.
when you look at the cost involved.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this cost 1 or 2% of what a real pipe organ would cost.
Yes, sir.
And it's got your 32 bass pedals. But you talked the other day about the fact that you could have this in a traditional setting for, I say traditional, maybe that's not the best word, but for just regular gospel music.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
You know,
And really, any genre, once you get past the 32 bass pedals, for most players, it's the same thing as playing a B3 or C3.
Yeah, the keyboards, the drawbars, the vibrato, the preamp inside, it's all identical to a B3 or C3.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, we've mentioned this before, but today's the first chance we've had to have Randolph here, and we set the organ up. We still want to take it back into the electronic shop and do some other things to it.
Okay.
Modernize it in terms of grounding and fusing and things that the factory didn't think of to do.
Okay. Yes,
And then Randolph, you know how you like to pair
cheese with wine.
yeah, that's that. Yeah, well, we've talked about that, but this I thought would be a good pairing of the
yes.
Leslie. It's been refinished.
Oh, yes.
And
Beautiful.
it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
And that's what I think we're going to match up to this organ.
Okay.
And this will be a 122 Leslie match
Okay, nice.
to this organ. And of course, you can plug this organ directly into your PA system, especially the subwoofers.
Oh.
You know, with that 32-foot pedal setting. And
Yeah, no pipe organ would be able to compete against that, in my opinion.
Well,
I mean, along with that,
you're going to upset a lot of pipe organ purists.
I'm sorry. Just saying.
But if it's for the value, it's almost undeniably the better value.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Instead of $1 million, it's like a whole lot less than $1 million.
Yes.
At any rate, without further ado, Mr. Carter will continue playing, and I'd like you to play for like 6 or 8 minutes or something like that.
Okay.
And after you like demonstrate this with the liturgical style, switch over and do something more modern. Well, how should I say that? Switch to a Randolph Carter style.
Okay.
Just so people can see it sound like a B3.
Okay.
And you could turn off the pedal solo unit and just use the 2 drawbars
Yes, sir.
that are identical to a B3 or C3.
Yes, sir.
Whatever you think, but do emphasize that pedal solo unit with your liturgical style. Take it away, Randolph. Randolph, I was in the office listening to your playing. The organ sounds amazing.
Yes.
but your skill level is maturing. And we both have birthdays in a month.
Yes, sir. It's coming up June 16th for me.
That's right. I'm always going to be 40 years older,
always,
though.
Always.
But you know, in the time I've known you, I see every year more refinement in your playing skills, and it's a true joy for me to see this.
Yes, sir.
And I know that a lot of you feel the same way about Randolph's playing, and it's just a beautiful thing. But this instrument,
Oh man.
it even made you sound better.
Yes, sir. 67, 1967 RT3.
I was trying to determine why this sounded so good. Now I know, you know, Mr. Carter's playing it, but this is a red cap tone generator,
Wow.
which gives us that brilliance.
Oh,
And there was a gentleman, must have had 50 emails back and forth in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted this organ 2 years ago.
Wow.
I couldn't find one like this with
Yes.
an RT3 with the red caps.
Yeah.
They're really hard to come by, I know from experience. So anyone out there that's interested in something really special,
Yes.
and the model itself in this condition
Yes.
is rare enough, but to get it with the red caps,
Exactly.
oh man,
Without
that's
having to do any modifications.
yeah,
That's something special.
yeah, it's original. We won't touch that tone generator.
Exactly.
And as you said, it's from 1967.
Yes.
It was a good year, I tell you what, good year.
Keyboard Exchange reference number 665, just to be exact.
Thank you, thank you. Well, Jim Huss here and Mr. Randolph Carter, Keyboard Exchange International Showroom, and we wish you all a great day, and thanks for watching. Thanks for watching our video, and thank you also for helping keep the Hammond Tone Wheel B3 organ alive. We couldn't do all this work that we do here without you. And it would also help greatly if you could subscribe, like, ask for notifications for when we have new videos. That would be a big help for us. So we thank you once again. I'm signing off for now, but we will be back.